All right, boys. On the count of three.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Don't pay no attention to that, Alky. He can't even hold a gun, much less shoot it. Like I said, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Well, don't just sit there looking stupid, grasping your hands in pain. How about a little applause for the Waco Kid?
Hey everybody, it's the Waco Kid, Arm Wrestling 2022, and I'm going to give you my predictions on the new East-West 3 match coming up Saturday, May 21st, 2022, Engin Terzi. So this is going to be a quick rundown of the people I've been following, and I realize I'm leaving a lot out, but I'm only going to tell you about the people I followed a little bit and what I think will happen. The second thing is I'm not an expert at foreign languages. I am a little bit of expert at Chinese and Mandarin. I know a little bit of French, but the reason I'm telling you that is I'm not going to try to pronounce everybody's last name. That's part of the East arm wrestling area. So if I can get their first name out, just consider that a plus. You're going to find that you might go along with some of my predictions, and there might be a couple of predictions you might be shocked, and Matt Mask will be one of those. Let's start off with Dave Chafee and Gennady. Now, I've been watching a lot of the Georgian arm wrestling team. I'm a subscriber there. I really admire their strength. In fact, that's kind of right along with my ideology too, strength. And they do a lot of off-the-table practice, which again is also what I believe in too. Being a complete beginner now, that may change as I get a little bit better, know more about it. So yeah, you got Gennady, who's very strong, decent amount of experience, but I've been watching Dave Chafee, and he has the new machines from his arm wrestling company, and the last time I saw him do some, I believe it was back pressure, man, he was pulling back over 310 pounds. Now, on those pulley systems, I know that sometimes they half the amount, so he was either pulling back 310 or it might have been 155 pounds, and it looked like it was effortless. So based on, I'm not going to go into all the details, but I'm just going to give you my prediction. Based on both these guys, I think it might be a little bit close, but it's going to be Dave Chafee is going to be the ultimate winner for his match with Gennady. Let's move on to, this is the one that you might be surprised, Matt Mask and Evgeny Prudnik. So if you'd asked me a couple of months ago, before I saw Matt Mask training with Devin Larratt, I probably would have said Evgeny Prudnik. Again, I'm probably mispronouncing his first name. I usually just call him Prudnik. But here's the deal. Matt has been training a lot with Devin Larratt. And if you watch some of my videos, when I talk about Devin, I said that's going to hurt him. Going to hurt Devin. I said he's arm wrestling people like Matt Mask and some others, and Bierman, and I said that's the wrong strategy. Okay, but I was talking about Devin Larratt going up against the best arm wrestler in the world and the strongest arm wrestler in the world. So what was bad for Devin, or actually what you will see will end up being bad for Devin Larratt, is gold for Matt Mask. And Matt Mask is knowledgeable, strong, wily, explosive, and more seasoned, wise, and I believe his strength is very close to, or if not better than, Prudnick. So based on everything that I've been seeing, I know you're going to be surprised about this. I think Matt is going to be the overall winner between him and Prudnick. And I think that's going to surprise some people. I saw some naysayers online thinking that Matt wasn't going to do too well. Again, he's been training with Devin Larratt. And so my guess is when he gets with Prudnick is going to seem so much easier compared to having trained with Devin. And if Matt could bring his, quick explosiveness off the ready go, I just don't see him losing to Prudnick. So my prediction, Matt Mask. The next one is John Brzenk and Zurab. I'm not going to try to pronounce Zurab's last name. I'm sorry about that, Zurab. But I haven't really watched a whole lot of what Zurab has done. And I've been watching a little bit of what John has been doing. John seems like he's kind of switching over to my ideology. And it seems like he's doing a little bit more weight resistance training. And you can hear him on plenty of occasions, and even in some of the master classes, poo-pooing the weight training and off the table type of endeavors. And he says that only table practice is what he's ever done. So I actually see him getting more bulked up in my mind from when he arm wrestled Devin Larratt. He appears to be stronger, thicker, and of course no one can beat his experience, and he is the greatest of all time. So I'm not being too fair to Zurab, but I have to be honest, I haven't seen him do a lot of stuff. It's not that he hasn't done a lot of stuff, I just have been busy and I haven't really investigated Zurab too much. So based on everything I know about John, the fact that he's bigger, he's stronger, you just can't bet against John Brzenk. So I think, I don't know how the rounds will go, but I'm betting that John Brzenk will be the overall winner in his match with Zurab. Now, if we move along to, this is the one I'm really looking for, Michael Todd, and is it Revaz or Revaz? I've watched him in the Georgian Arm Wrestling channel, which I told you I'm a subscriber of. Very impressive. He and Gennady tend to work out quite a bit. They're both seem to be equally as strong. Maybe Gennady's stronger. But man, Michael Todd is burning it up. Are you kidding me? Right now, I'm even thinking if he had a match with Devin Larratt on June 25th and not Levan Saganashvili, or Levin, however you want to pronounce Levin's name, you know what I think? A lot of you are going to disagree. I think Michael Todd dust Devin Larratt. I think that would be a better match, and you'd see a different Michael Todd. Yeah, I think people are saying you're going to see a different Devin Larratt. But Michael Todd looks like the lean, mean fighting machine that any heavyweight arm wrestler could ever hope to arrive at for any high-profile match like this. I've been watching his videos. I'm a fan of his Arm Wrestling 101. I hope that it'll rub off on me at some point. But man, I'm telling you, Michael Todd, I can't imagine anybody that would want to arm wrestle him where the stakes were high. In fact, now that we're getting close to the Levan Saganashvili and Devin Larratt match, I think now I know why Devin didn't take my advice to arm wrestle some of these heavyweights like Dave Chafee and Michael Todd, Jerry Cataract, and some others. Man, because he might have had trouble, folks. I'm not just blowing you know what up your you know what. I think that Michael Todd would give Devin Larratt right now a lot of trouble. And I think, based on what I've seen with Revas, Revas seems younger, more inexperienced, based on the little that I have watched him. But he's a real go-getter when it comes to strength, and I'm actually that's kind of hitting all my buttons. I like the strength part of it. But man, you cannot bet against Michael Todd. It just seems like Michael Todd is going to tear this guy to pieces, man. So my prediction is Michael Todd to be the overall winner, but I have a sub prediction that it could be, if they're going to do 6 matches, now I can't remember if it's 5 or 6, but if they're going to do 6, I'd say 6-0. If they're going to do 5, I'd say 5-0 in favor of Michael Todd. Michael Todd is going to dust this dude. He's going to dust him bad. He might even hurt. He might even hurt this guy. I mean, Michael Todd is strong. I wouldn't even want to try to arm wrestle him just for fun right now. I'd be afraid he'd break my arm off. And, well, I'm a new arm wrestler, but I wouldn't want to even just play around at all with Michael Todd on the table. I mean, probably break my arm clean off. So a guy that I follow on his channel seems like one of the nicest guys that you could ever hope to hang out with and know, Marcio Barboza. Now the guy that he's going to be arm wrestling, Kurtagali, and I'm probably not pronouncing that. I don't even want to try to go for his last name. I have to be completely honest and come clean. I haven't really watched anything by Marcio's competitor, Kurtagali, or Kurdali, however you want to pronounce it. I'm sorry about that, friend. If you happen to be listening to this, I'm just butchering your name. But I've been watching Marcio train and some of the talks he gives, and man, he looks strong. He looks thick. He looks powerful. He's another guy that I don't even think I'd want to just have a little practice with. Be afraid he'd rip my arm right off. And I mean, that's how tough I think Marcio Barboza is going to be for this person that I don't know too much about. So, and again, this is kind of a lopsided prediction because I'm not giving you the full story, because I'm being honest, I don't know too much about his competitor. I just have to go with Marcio Barboza. I like Marcio Barboza. I like his personality. I like his style. I like the fact that he also is a believer in off-the-table training, which I am. And I just think that Marcio is going to clean this guy's clock and dust him real good, and he's going to win it. I don't know if he'll win all the rounds, but he's going to be the overall winner, Marcio Barboza. Now, this last one is going to be a little bit of an upset and a shock. I normally go with Todd Hutchins. I'm a subscriber on his channel. I like the fact that he's a real big weight and resistance person, kind of like myself. And he also is like myself. He does it because he doesn't have a lot of time to go to arm wrestling practices, which is kind of where I'm at. But I'm also new, so I haven't gone to many just because I'm new. But anyway, so we're both in the same boat. Todd Hutchins this year, and even last year, seemed like he's really been on a tear, just like blowing right through people. However, I have been watching Irakli, and guess who's Irakli's training partner? It's Levan Saganashvili. And based on my past life experience and what I've done, when you train with somebody like that, that's so much better than you and everybody else, it raises your level. They say the tide raises all boats. I'm going to go ahead and go do a counter logical prediction where I normally would go with Todd, especially since Irakli is young and more inexperienced compared to Todd, and Todd's been on a roll. I'm going to go ahead and go with Irakli for the ultimate winner between him and Todd. Not taking away anything from Todd, I like Todd a lot. I like his methodology, his ideology. I also like the way he mops and cleans his kitchen after his cat. So, gotta love Todd Hutchins. I think it's going to be somewhat close, but my prediction as the Waco kid here on this channel is going to be, this is going to be an upset, I think, for a lot of people. I think Iraqli is the overall winner against Todd Hutchins. Alright, so I didn't want to make this too long. It looks like it is turning into a little bit longer video. As a new arm wrestler, someone who's only been on the table 3 times, but I've watched hundreds of hours of video, training videos, matches, and been doing my own training, and I'm developing an arm wrestling program for people over 55. Oh, actually, it's be for anybody over 40, but I'm over 55 here very soon. So, but the program I'm developing is for someone that's 40 years and older that's never arm wrestled, and that's just wanting to try it out. And so I'm going through. I'm the guinea pig. I'm going through this program, and I got my own ideas and strategy how I think I'm going to end up doing good at some point. But I do watch a ton of videos, a ton of training videos, and I've watched most of these guys, and I think my predictions, I'm going to stand pat on them, and I'll be anxious to see how many of them I got correct. So this is the Waco Kid. Yes, I'm actually in Waco, Texas, and these are my predictions for Engin Terzi's East versus West 3 coming up in just a day. On Saturday, May 21st, 2022. It's going to be a great arm wrestling championship, and I can't wait to see it. So, hope you enjoyed this prediction of mine, being a newcomer to the arm wrestling world. And you already know my prediction for the Levan Saganashvili. I got plenty of sensational, provocative, and irritating type videos to get people all riled up, and I'll be making more of those because it seems like you guys love them so much. So I'll be making more Devin Larratt, Levan Saganashvili, or Levin Saganashvili videos. There'll be more of those, plenty more coming up over the next month to get you guys all stirred up. Let's keep stirring that pot. I'll see you guys in the next one.